Since I have the best opinions on the internet, apparently, we're going to be doing a tier list. I just want to let you guys also know that I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before tomorrow. I'm lying about the tomorrow part, but we are on the edge of like closing in on 500 subscribers. So if you guys can just go ahead and like and comment and actually subscribe. There's a big percentage of you guys who watch the videos and you're not subscribed. Like, just hit the red button. Even if you don't mess with the opinion, you can at the very least hit the button and then you come back a different day. Today we're doing a unit tier list. Now look, remember in the Solar is better than Monarch video, I said I had 56 minutes of footage. We're gonna cut that down significantly, like this. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to explain this, I'm going to explain my rankings. Everybody in DDG never used either of these two, but I don't know. I feel like she probably got something. He's a really good starter, but that's about it. He doesn't attack as fast as Kizaru, and honestly, he's not as good as Kizaru in the first place. I don't care if he can take out enemies immediately with, you know, 35% health or less. I don't care. Nobara's down here because her bleed is not as good as Beam. Inumaki's up here because I used him and he's actually pretty good and he was actually pretty useful in tournament. Pain is just worse Inumaki. Beam does a lot more bleed. Kizaru is like probably the best starter you can get if you're not going to get a mythic. Blossom, the fact that she has her like little healing ability, that's really good. That's some really good utility. And then, do I really need to explain Alligator? Crocodile literally carried everybody in the first boss event. If you didn't use Crocodile for the boss event, then I don't know, bro. You must be like God or something. You must have accidentally been able to bring like a Monarch in there. I don't know. And then Killua is up here. He stuns, and on top of that, he gets rid of shields really easily. He's very like he has a lot of utility on the team, and I like that a lot. These two are up here in Z because they're money units. So let's get on to the actual factual ranking. Now, the worst mythic in the game, and this is gonna sound kind of nuts, but I'm gonna explain myself. Sasuke, bro. Now look, I'm not saying Sasuke is bad and he doesn't provide utility. It's just that his stun is a lot worse than Julius's freeze, and Julius is 100% free to play. Like, theoretically, you can never ever pull a Sasuke, just if your luck is just that horrible. Sasuke is not guaranteed. Julius is if you're playing the game right now and you get that battle pass at level 25. I mean, honestly, I can probably knock him down here, and I wouldn't say that, but we'll put him ahead of Killua. I'm pretty sure Killua's stun is worse than Sasuke's. If not, then yikes. We're gonna do Chain. Now, I think Chain is actually a top. I don't see her really breaking the top 10. Okay, let me just re-evaluate. I'm not gonna lie, gang. It's looking a lot like this and a lot like this. I'm sorry. He's the only unit in the game right now that does slow, actually. So I don't want to like trivialize how much he actually does. I guess maybe you can say that Sasuke's like damage numbers kind of make up for it, but he doesn't really do a lot of damage either. And he's only like what, a 4 placement? He's not too crazy. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I would much rather bring Alligator to a team than Sasuke, and I think that kind of shows with how many people actually do that. Somehow slower is better than stunning in a lot more cases. Let's talk about Haruka Rin. Now, Haruka Rin, she's at the very top of Z. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The reason why is because right now she's the only unit in the game that buffs like just everybody else's besides Toji's base like damage and range. And she's really good. She's like a very valuable asset to the team if you have her. She is just the start. I know they're gonna release like way more units later down the road that are kind of just doing her job better, but right now, if you really want to bring like a infinite leaderboard team, you're gonna bring Haruka Rin. It's as simple as that. Who's next? Who would I put behind her? I'm gonna say Rengoku. Now, the thing about Rengoku right now is Rengoku is not crazy yet. I know you guys saw them Sukuna leaks. Whenever Sukuna drops, Rengoku, he's crazy. And the thing about it is, Jogo actually does kind of help Rengoku out a lot because of his domain expansion and stuff. So, I mean, I don't really know if he actually even does burn damage, but if he does, yeah, he's like crazy. So yeah, as the game gets more and more fire units that do like burn damage, Rengoku will get better and better, because now all of a sudden you're gonna be able to like give these crazy meta burn units a lot more support and a lot more damage just by having Rengoku on a team with his Purgatory ability. He's not too crazy just yet. Let's talk Itadori. Itadori right now, he's a nothing burger. He's gonna be really good whenever Sukuna actually drops and he does evolve into Sukuna, but before then, yes. Akaza, now people think Akaza is a bad unit. Hop off my motherfucking goat. Akaza is a very fun unit to play with. Akaza's ability is pretty sick. Akaza's AoE is pretty cool. I like that. I like how unique he is, and he's very fun to play with. I don't know what else to say. He's really only doing damage. He's not doing any crazy elements, but Akaza does do pretty decent damage. His ability does give him a pretty significant boost in damage. My Akaza doesn't even have anything crazy on him. He gets like 20k. That's a lot more than some other characters on this list. And I'm gonna piss everybody off right now. I do think Akaza is better than Cha-In. Now look, Cha-In, she is better than Akaza, but I mean, honestly, you could do this too. And a big part about this game is if I can find a way to make me want to play this game for more than 20 minutes, I'm going to take that. And I think a lot of other people will too. On top of that, Akaza just has a really big AoE. Like, his pill actually moves. His pill moves. His pill doesn't have to move that far. It just does. His AoE is a lot bigger than we think. So Akaza, honestly, it can go either way. For simplicity's sake, I'll just keep Cha-In right here because I do think that maybe she kind of edges it out a little bit, because later whenever the content does get a lot more difficult and the bosses are doing like a lot more status elements and debuffs and stuff, she will be a little bit better. But as of right now, Akaza, yeah, I'm fine with this. Obito was really cool. He was my first awakened mythic. He was really good. But the thing about Obito is he just costs so much. He's not a starter and he's not a closer either. He's not doing any crazy damage, but he is doing burn damage. But his cone is so fucking weird. Naruto. Now look, Naruto is deceivingly good. A lot of people say that Naruto is boo boo butt booty cheeks, right? But he's not. He's great. I would say that Naruto is a lot closer to Akaza. Jogo. Now look, I've only seen a little bit of his domain expansion stuff, but oh my goodness, oh my gracious, that boy Jogo, his domain expansion, bro, is pretty sick. He's a pretty sick unit. He's not in front of Cha-In. I'm gonna say he's better than Obito because I do think he does burn damage. If he doesn't do burn damage, then Obito easily takes it, but nah, Jogo is fun, and he's a very fun unit too, and he's kind of ugly. Number 10 in the game right now is Choso. Now look, Choso is full AoE and does bleed. What more could you want? Take him to Paragon, just stack regen, doesn't matter. Him and Tojo on the same Paragon team, doesn't matter. Shield plus regen, you're unstoppable, baby. Choso just does a lot for the team. I like the fact that he's just kind of like a somewhat nerfed version of Alucard. Like, he just doesn't do wounded and he just has the bleed. But honestly, bleeding is a lot better than nothing. And like I said before, if you can provide some sort of utility to the team instead of just being raw DPS, like you could provide some sort of nerf, some sort of buff, some sort of ailment, I think that's a lot better than just having like just do damage. You know, Tengen's so good because he does have high DPS numbers, but that's beyond the point. What I'm saying is Choso was in the top 10, and honestly, I might actually put him above Toto. So let's go get Toto real quick. So I think Toto is probably number 9. Now I've made some actual clutch plays with Toto, where like a boss is about to die, but the boss gets like beyond the threshold. So I use Toto and I swap places, and then the boss dies to like my gojo or something, and I swap places back. Now that's fun. That's very interesting and unique. But honestly, I don't really see too many like use cases. So I do think that Choso, because Choso, he's applying a passive debuff. You know what I mean? Number 7, Julius. Now you're probably like, why is Julius number 7? The doy, I already told you why Julius is number 7, genius. I think Julius is number 7 simply because of his freeze. Now look, Julius, okay, whatever. He does and honestly, this is the wrong Julius. So hold on. Julius is full AoE and he does freeze. And the freeze keeps the enemies there for like cool couple seconds. If you're doing something that can overall help and improve the team and like help improve the way that you deal with enemies or, you know, maneuver around enemies, honestly, you're already pretty high ranking for me, which is why I'm not really too excited for the Battle Pass level 50 unit that's going to be doing like flame. Like, it's okay, I get that you guys are trying to buff Rengoku. Like I said, he needs more like crazy flame units, and it's going to be fun to definitely use that, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you're just dealing more DPS. I don't count flame as something on like the same level as bleed, because it's not like flame will stop regen, it's not like flame will stop like rejuvenate, it's not like flame will stop any like status effects or anything, you know what I'm saying? Bleed does stop a status effect, and freeze just stops you. So it's like you get more hits on the units and you're able to do a little bit more DPS, even ever so slightly. I did think Sun Jin Woo was top 6 units in the game. You got the DPS, you got the summoning going on, you got the buffing egress going on. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot. But the more I think about how much Vegeta realistically does for this game, the more I realize Vegeta is easily a top 6 unit. Now look, I'm not saying Sun Jin Woo is bad. Just because Sun Jin Woo has stuff, just because Sun Jin Woo is number 7 doesn't mean that he's bad, because number 7 is not a bad spot in this game. However, I just feel like the fact that Vegeta's SPA and damage and like His placement is so cheap, his damage is so much, his SPA is so low, his range is so big, he just does so much. Like, honestly, if you start the game and your very first mythic is Vegeta, you're set for life. People are still using Vegeta in very hard content. People were using Vegeta in the Egress boss event. People are gonna use Vegeta in the Sukuna boss event. People have been using Vegeta for tournaments and saying that he's imperative to your tournament run. Like that you need Vegeta. And the only reason why I feel like people are really bringing like Sun Jin Woo and blah 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 stuff, right, is not only because like the combo of Sun Jin Woo and Egress is so good, because Sun Jin Woo and Egress have an advantage in the enemies on tournament mode as of right now, but that's not going to be a permanent thing. I already explained why Vegeta is number 6. Vegeta just provides so much utility that honestly, I would put him top 5 in the game. I'm trying to think, why don't I? Vegeta's number 6. Vegeta does not actually have like the damage output that Egress does, right? And I'm not saying that DPS is everything, but Egress does indeed have like a full AoE. But it's just that he costs so much, and on top of that, he's a secret unit, but he's also free to play, so it's not like anybody just can't go and get him if you grind out enough. Now, theoretically, whenever it comes to luck, you can theoretically never get Egress for like the next 8 years of the game, and then the game shuts down or whatever, right? It's just the fact that Egress just does a lot more damage and he gets buffed. So yeah, I think Vegeta is like great for like everything in the game, but like he's not like a crazy heavy hitter. The only time you're realistically ever going to be hitting one singular enemy is in like a boss event or in like Infinite, where like only the boss was able to get to the back and you have all your Vegetas placed back there. You know what I'm saying? So the second part of his passive, you're never really going to be seeing that too much. Not saying that it's impossible, because I've definitely gotten it before, but I just feel like it's easier to get a lot of his passives, and he just does a lot more damage, and his cone is just way bigger. It just makes sense. Egress is number 5. Number 4, you guys are gonna get upset with me because I said that he was number 3. Number 4 is Tengen. Now look, the reason why number 4 is Tengen is even though he has a high dodge chance, he is still a fucking bum. I don't care that he has a full AoE. I don't care that he does a lot of damage. You know who else does a lot of damage? Gojo. You know who else does a lot of damage? Everybody in his top 10 except for Toto and maybe Julius, because I have not evolved Julius yet, but even unevolved, his freeze is insane. So yeah, Tengen's number 4. He just doesn't provide too much utility to the team, and in all honesty, he's not like that crazy. Like, I don't know what to say. People were saying that Tengen is better than Alucard because Tengen was putting up higher DPS numbers, but what you guys need to start understanding and realizing is that it's not just about a singular unit's DPS numbers. It's about what they can do for the entire team, and what Tengen really does for the entire team is what dodges. He still gets snared. I don't care. But yeah, Tengen is a very good unit. He's better than Egress in almost every single way, but I would never put Tengen in the top 3 as of right now. And if the game continues to like slowly increase the amount of like utility times damage that a unit has, then yes, then Tengen, pretty soon he's gonna be out of the top 5, if not number 5. Who's number 3? You guys know who number 3 is. It's Toji. Now look, Toji just does too much damage. Toji just does so much utility. The fact that he breaks shields and ignores damage reduction, that's nuts. I think what a lot of people forgets about is that he ignores damage reduction. Whenever I say that his first passive is just busted and OP, I'm not always talking about just the shield breaking. A lot of people will always chalk that up to, oh well, not every enemy in the game is gonna have shields. I understand that, but he also ignores damage reduction. How much damage reduction do you think the bosses have right now? It doesn't matter to Toji. Plus, on top of that, whenever he gets the hidden inventory ability, he gets plus 25% damage towards bosses and plus 25 range. So he's doing 25% extra damage on bosses while ignoring their damage reduction. He just does a lot more for the team, and honestly, I've seen Toji put up better numbers than Tengen. So miss me with that. I don't care about your full AoE, especially not whenever the top 2 have full AoEs. Who's top 2? You already know who it is. Number 2 is Alucard. The reason why Alucard is not number 1, even though Alucard does a lot more for the team, he does wounded, he does bleed, he summons, he does so much damage, you know what I'm saying? Even though Alucard does all that, Gojo's numbers are just way too high. I hope the devs do not nerf Gojo. I genuinely hope that that's just how Gojo is, and he just stays number 1 for like a minute, right? Because I'm down for that. I'm cool for that. He's technically a secret unit. So yeah, the reason why Gojo is number 1 is even though I personally despise the narrative of DPS is all, right? Everything equates to DPS. Gojo's DPS is actually nuts. He gains DPS through his passive. And he's like immune to everything. Gojo was just the best unit in the game. All that stuff that they talked about Tengen, like, oh, well, Tengen, he dodges the... Gojo just... Yeah, there's no chance. He just does it. And he has a domain expansion ability that increases his damage by 50%. And lowers his SPA permanently, might I add? Yeah, nah. So yeah, Alucard just doesn't have what Gojo has in like the numbers. And trust me, I want to let you guys know, I want to preface this by saying, if Gojo did any less damage, Alucard would still be #1 in the game. It's just the fact that Gojo does such a large, hefty amount of damage that is really like kicking it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really don't have too much to say. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a 100,000 gem summon video, so please go ahead and stick around for that. Please make sure you guys leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I have been enjoying talking about my opinion of this game. And honestly, and look, I'm going to be honest, my opinion has indeed changed quite a lot. This was the original tier list. Now look, I had different tiers and everything, but I realized it's probably better if I just keep them like the actual stats, right? But look, 2 versions of these too, by the way. Look, this top 10 is unchanging forever now. Now Vegeta, he's #6. I realized why Vegeta is #6. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I know the content has been like a little bit more chillaxed and a little bit more opinionated, but I'm really just waiting on tomorrow to come, to hurry up and come. If they don't drop a 1.5 trailer or nothing, then like, I'm really just gonna summon. They need to drop that 1.5 trailer tonight if they want me to just not summon. But at the same time, it's not like it's hard for me to get gems either way. I sleep for pretty long, and I play the game in my sleep. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And please tell me how I am wrong. Let me know how I am wrong about my opinions. Let me know now.